Well, hello. I have no idea what I'm about to say. It's par for the course. Something about book six. Um, Update. The last few weeks, two and a bit, whatever it's been, have not been great. Writing wise, mostly because I think I burnt out. I did that reset of the format through which I will write, and actually that's been going well. I just I've been a tiny bit distracted. Honestly, I the interwoven thing, obviously it wasn't working and I had to undo that so that I could get writing again. But I think one of the main things holding me back here is psychological, and that's that once I get book 6 done, yes, it's a 30 book series, but it's the first 6 book chunk with the thematic arc will be done, and I have to get going on, one, two, three, four, five, six with the edits and the covers and, start publishing stuff. And maybe I'm a tiny bit afraid of completing it. So there's that aspect to it, but that's fine. Today, it's Saturday, the whatever the hell day you're probably watching it, or the day before. Um, I was in a Hannah Grace Fletcher live stream, and I got down to work. Like, I can't say that I got a bajillion words, but I got some words down. I had reread in the last week or so what I had already written in the past story so that I could be refreshed, and I managed to get through most of a scene or all of a scene. I mean, they're a little bit longer, but I got through a lot of it, and that was great. So I appreciated that 7 a.m. Thank you for that, Hannah. Uh, writing sprint, stream, whatever. That was great. Um, and I was sitting here. I continued to write. I made some more sketches of the interiors of ships and stuff so that I'd know. I mean, I don't describe anything, but kind of how to describe things as they walk about their ships, because the ships in the past are completely different from the ships in the present. And I was thinking, what do I have to say in another video? I mean, I don't have the word counts. We haven't made a ton of progress on the plot of the book or the story moving along. But you know what has happened, and I disregarded it, and then I thought, you know what, this is what people actually want to hear about. While I was struggling through getting book 6 going, as I said maybe 2 videos ago, big beard out by the smoker, I had actually sent book 1 out to a few more people. 2 of them paid to offer critique services. And I got feedback back from those 2 who were paid. The third person has yet to provide me their feedback, but they were incredibly busy. And I accept and understand totally that. But they're back into it, and they're super excited to be back into it. So my point is, I received all of this feedback, a ridiculous amount of feedback. It's just wonderful. There's so much I can do with this. And it pointed out things that no one else had mentioned. And the other people that I had sent this book out to, they had also mentioned things that no one else had mentioned. And it just builds and builds and builds until you're like, okay, if I implement all of these things, and they're not entirely contradictory, so some of them support other people where someone else, I have to be vague, I'm sorry, but where someone else might have had a feeling or an inkling that, like, I didn't really connect with this, another person might have put it more concretely. And because now I have the two, I know that has to be actioned. So a lot of this is very actionable feedback, which I love. The other thing that it is, which, I mean, debatably, I'm a scientist, but I am a scientist. Um, this disproves my hypothesis that I put forward 2 videos ago. Now, this is only 2 more data points, but it's enough. I had thought that there might have been a divide. I mean, I said it pretty strongly that there was a divide based on age for my books, but it turns out that there is not. I was very much under the impression that people who grew up not reading Third Omniscient would hate Third Omniscient, but that does not appear to be the case. So we're good. We're good. I think it was well worth the investment of a little more money to get a few more opinions, because I was a bit fearful that my audience would only consist of people over 40, but that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. I mean, we'll see once reviews start coming in and I actually publish this thing, but the feedback was very, very positive from the folks that I sent it out to. I'm not going to name names at the moment. I gave testimonials so that, they'll get more work in the future because it's definitely been earned, but I don't want to alienate anyone. Like, my feedback was more useful than theirs. Everyone's feedback on book one has been incredibly useful, and I appreciate all of it. And while I continue to write book six, it keeps going, just keeps going and going and going. I'm going to throw book two to the same people. Now, book two needs a tweak. There's something from the early feedback from everyone who, thank you very much for reading it. Love you, appreciate you very much. You identified something that was nonsense. I mean, everything I write's nonsense, but that was uncharacteristic, a bit in La La Land. So I'm tweaking that, next to the end. I'd say penultimate, but it's not the penultimate scene. It's a few scenes before the end, but I'm going to tweak that scene where everyone identified it as an issue, and then I'll send it out um, to these other professional critiquers, devs, critiques. There's some line editing involved, and the services are endless. Not in how they describe them, but in the usefulness that I find in them. So that'll be wonderful. After that's done, I mean, assuming no one gets sick of Ian, assuming no one gets sick of reading nothing but Ian, um, we'll do book 3 as well. I will also have to find some sort of like copy editor, proofreader type of thing. You know, I'm not made of money. We'll figure it out. But I found that the feedback that I received so far on book 1 has been outstanding from everyone up to and including these final few people. I think we're good after this. I can make some tweaks and then we'll have to get the copy editing done for the tweaks. I don't know that I can get away with pro writing aid for that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But we won't stall any longer. Book 6, I'm going to continue on for the foreseeable future because it is going a tiny bit slower than any of the other books, but it is ridiculously complicated, in my opinion, which I think will make it like all the better or richer or more complicated to edit uh, a few months from now, whenever I get around to it. And we'll start, over the next few weeks, months, I don't know, we'll start looking at book covers. I have ideas. Obviously, you're supposed to hire your own book designers unless you have decades of experience in graphic design, which I may, but that and I paid for some K-lytic reports, K-lytics, that shows you everything trending in the genre, subgenres, all that stuff, all of the covers, everything. I feel like I'm pretty well equipped to make a cover. However, we'll maybe leave it up to you guys. I might show some covers that I have in mind, and you say, no, that's absolute BS. Hire someone. And, I have no problem doing that because book 1, probably book 2 and book 3 as well, have to be as good as humanly possible. I don't know, my computer just said something. Oh, Creative Cloud needs to be updated. That's great. Thank you for that in the middle of my thing. Book 1, 2, and 3 have to be as, perfection as possible because the actual plan is to release them all at once. There's not going to be like launch party. There's going to be, oh, hey, did I happen to mention I published all 3 books? And if need be, start advertising book 1 alone, which then will hopefully lead into book 2 and 3 being purchased by people who enjoyed book 1, which is why I'm dumping so much friggin' money into book 1, in case you were wondering. This isn't technically, it is. It's not technically a series because these are standalone murder mysteries, but there is the arc, or the arch, the thematic arc, the overarching theme. But again, they can be read individually. Okay, mumbling, blah, blah, blah. There aren't really any outtakes as far as I know for this, except for the one that I may have done in advance because I thought it would be really funny. So please stick around and watch that. Thank you very much. I love you. Bye. Okay, look, this thing at the end of the video was like the last minute of a music video that YouTube has decided I'm not allowed to post. So now I got to sing the goddamn thing, which is allowed for some reason. I mean, I got the video off of YouTube. We can't just put a link to Spotify or whatever and have YouTube monetize the video to help the artist. No, we just have to say that Ian's not allowed to post it, even though it's incredibly funny. So, fine. Now we have to sing it. Okay, boop. Hello. It's time for an update on book 6. So, what we've been. And we're instantly interrupted. Come in. What's up, dear? You want to break up with Frankie and go out with Johnny? Okay. I mean, as we discussed, it's not really my business, but I do propose we support a 1 month limit on going steady. I think it would keep people more able to deal with weird situations and get to know more people. I think if you're ready to go out with Johnny, now's the time to tell him about your 1 month limit. He won't mind, and he'll appreciate your fresh look on dating. And once you've dated someone else, you can date him again. I'm sure he'll like it. Everyone will appreciate it. You're so novel. What a good idea. You can keep your time to yourself. You don't need date insurance. You can go out with whoever you want to. Every boy in the whole world could be yours if you'll just listen to my plan. The Teenage Guide to Popularity! Head of the class. I'm popular. I'm a quarterback. I'm popular. My mom says I'm a catch. I'm popular. I'm never last picked. I'm a cheerleading chick. I'm party star. I'm popular. I've got my own car. I'm popular. I'll never get caught. I'm popular. I'm the teacher's pet. I make football bets. Okay, that's the end of that. How do I do the music with my mouth? I don't know.